Justin, welcome back to TNT Sports. Great to see you once again, my man. How are you?
I'm great. Preparation's been awesome. Got to cut the weight down. That part sucks, but then I get to go in there and fight. You know, if I could, I wish everybody could experience what I'm going to experience: the feelings, the emotions, the adrenaline, without being in danger. But they just can't. So I'd rather them not do it. I would not recommend this to my worst enemy, but it's something I love and I will miss when I'm done. So every single time I get to do it, it's the most amazing feeling I've ever had.
Would you say you're addicted to it?
Oh, I'm definitely addicted to it, 100%. I mean, there's no matching. You know, people get addicted to drugs. I get addicted to the adrenaline, and I love it.
Is the adrenaline pre-fight, mid-fight, post-fight? Where's the big high for you?
It's as soon as the bell rings. As soon as the bell rings, there's like it's just over. You know, I've never retained a piece of a fight because I go into a mode and it's just a completely reactionary and intuitive. And again, it comes with convincing myself how much danger I'm in through the preparation. So, you know, I've been getting ready to feel that and understand how much danger I'm in. Then it allows me to go there as soon as the fight starts.
Would you class that like as a outer body type of experience?
No, it's just like it's just the most peaceful, serene emotion that I could ever imagine, or can't describe it because, you know, you feel nothing. There's no emotions. You feel no pain. I've had my face slit open. It feels like a piece of ice rolling off my eyebrow, and yeah, you just feel nothing. And I think that's when I perform the best. You know, when I can go to that place.
Would you say that maybe calmness is the wrong word? I don't know, but serene is a word that you just used.
Yeah.
Actually, that's quite a good word to use. Is that when you're at your most serene? Once that door shuts, the referee says go.
Yeah,
and it's just one man against
there,
one man.
Buffer's doing his intro. You know, you can there's certain smells in the air. You know, probably going to be marijuana when I come into the arena. But yeah, as soon as you know, so you're in the lights. The lights are very bright, and you'll make eye contact with very certain people on accident as you're in there. You know, but really, I just like to sit there and understand how many people are there and how many people are experiencing this with me. And then once the fight starts, nobody's in the arena. It's just me and that guy.
This is number 15 in the UFC.
Number 15th, 11th time being the underdog.
That's a crazy stat.
I'm 8-2 as an underdog. I love performing as an underdog. It makes camp easier. It makes getting up easier. It makes working and pushing myself to the extreme easier. And so I love it. I love being doubted. You know, especially with the competitor that I am. And you know, there's no better feeling.
The stat that you just rolled off there, 8-2 on the previous 10. This is number 11, obviously, where you've been the betting underdog according to Las Vegas. When are people going to learn? 8-2 in those moments.
Especially like if I do lose and someone's like, "Hey, you owe me money," I'm like, because if you would have been rolling with me the whole time, like you're up big. You know, eight wins, 2 losses as a favorite or as an underdog.
Yeah. And
so they've always got a return on their money. And so hopefully they're still sticking with me because I feel as good as I ever have. I know I'm as dangerous as I ever have, and I hope this guy's overconfident because I've been there in his shoes, and I got humbled real fast, and that's my plan on Saturday night.
Do you think that's going to be one of the key factors in this fight on Saturday, experience?
Yeah, I think experience will be huge. You know, understanding that as much as this is a championship fight, it is no different than my very first fight. It's 25 minutes in time, and you have to be perfect for those 25 minutes. You know, we still have hundreds of minutes until we get there. I've had thousands of minutes to be ready for that, and I haven't been perfect every day, but I do know that I have to be perfect for those specific 25 minutes, and that comes from experience. You know, one slip, and it's over. And you know, so definitely learned the hard way. You know, and that's the only way to learn.
You've just talked about learning the hard way. Slips make people better and what have you, and I think that's evident in the performance that you put out last time against Fiziev, off the back of the Max fight. What did you learn about yourself off the back of the Max fight, building yourself into the Fiziev fight?
Nothing I didn't know. You know, as much as getting knocked out is not the same as losing a wrestling match, you know, I've lost before. It's not my first time I've lost, and I've always got back on the horse and worked my hardest. You know, I understand how much hard work is a factor here, And again, through that lesson, I understand how much my mind is a factor. You have to be locked in. You cannot make mistakes. You cannot take something for, you cannot try to mask the danger. And it wasn't as much as masking the danger as.
What do you mean by that? Explain that
like,
to me.
so when I fought, every person I've fought, I've thought they were going to kill me. I've convinced myself they were going to kill me, and I have been willing to take their life. And as much as no one's ever died in the sport, chronic injury is a factor, and that's sometimes worse than dying. For paraplegic, not all there up top. That's a huge problem. I'd rather be dead than those things happen to me. And so, Max was somebody that I was always a fan of. And again, being from a different weight class, being for a BMF belt, I never convinced myself that I was willing to kill him. And
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. It sounds like an excuse, but it's just the way it was.
So the mental approach to that one was different.
Yeah, it was different than every other fight. Just again, like more of for fun. It's kind of the mindset I had.
So would you want to do it again then?
I absolutely want to do it again.
Right.
Yeah, especially now that he's in my weight class. He's fighting Charles Oliveira for the BMF belt.
Yeah.
Would love to get this interim championship. If Ilya comes back, awesome. I get to fight the #1 pound for pound guy, and if he doesn't, even better almost, because I get a chance to fight the winner of that fight on the White House lawn. And those are the only two guys that I've been beat by that are still in the game, and I still have a chance to get back. And so yeah, I really want to get those two fights back.
With what faces you on Saturday then, what do you see as the main challenge against Paddy?
Obviously his grappling is world class. I have 26 wins with 20 knockouts. He's got 20 wins or something with 10 submissions, and so it's a classic striker versus grappler. But luckily, I grew up a grappler, grew up a wrestler, and I'm one of the hardest guys to ever take down. Fiziev caught 2 of my kicks. That's how he took me down. And outside of that, Khabib Nurmagomedov is the only guy that's ever taken me down. I ended up on the ground with Charles Oliveira because of a punch. And again, I'm as athletic and as hungry as I've ever been. And so I know how hard I am to take down. And after the Charles Oliveira fight, I was done telling myself that I was going to stop every takedown, and I really, bought into understanding and working my ass off to understand these grappling positions. And so I do have confidence that I can grapple with him and not get submitted by him if he does end up getting on top of me. And if I do drop him, I do need to get on top of him. I need to not be hesitant or fearful of grappling, because I've been working so hard, and ultimately he is just a human, and there's no way he's Khabib Nurmagomedov. So, yeah.
What's keeping this fire going? Because we've had many conversations over the years, and it feels like it's burning brighter than ever before.
Yeah, I love what I do. I love what I do for people. Like I've said many times after fights, hope I just inspired you. I know, and I actually think that the Max Holloway thing had to happen in order for my legacy to be as great as I want it to be. Without that loss, I've never been knocked out before, without going to sleep, without showing people that you can move past these things and overcome, then it wouldn't be as blissful when I am done. I go out there, beat Paddy, beat Ilya, then this story is something else, and that's what I'm here to accomplish. They can make a movie or not, but I want to be a legend, and I want to do it through my actions, not through my microphone skills, or obviously I don't have those. So
you do. You're good.
I could talk, but I can't lie, and so I can't create a story I can't create something that's not what it is. And so my inability to lie or inflate is probably what keeps me from being that on the microphone. And but it's also who makes me who I am and why I'm able to go in there and overcome something like the Max Holloway fight.
Well, you're a man of action, and I think 14 post-fight bonuses in 14 fights absolutely epitomises that. There's plenty of fans in the UK that are rooting for you this weekend that absolutely love your style and are cheering you on. Regarding that drive and that determination and this need of wanting this legacy to live on forever, which I think it's already going to do, how important is the belt to you?
Yeah, it's the most important thing. It proves that I reached the mountaintop, and there's no way that you get into this sport to make money. It's to be the best in the world, and I've been so close so many times, and fortunately for myself, I'm good enough to still be here and still getting these opportunities. If I wasn't as good as I am, I would not be sitting in this seat. There's a reason I'm here, and my faith is a big part of it, in my ability to keep going. But I've been on the same path since I was 4 years old. I started wrestling, started competing. My dad dropped me off, when I knew absolutely nobody, in Greeley, Colorado in 2007, and I've been on the same mission to perform and to compete and to be the best in the world at something. I was a Division I All-American. I took 7th place. Was never happy with that, but that is a huge accomplishment in wrestling. Especially, I never committed myself all the way through. I loved all sports.
Yeah.
I was a football player, baseball player, and ultimately that's why I'm so good at what I do now, because I am an athlete. And luckily, I was introduced to one of the best coaches in the world. I always say he's an artist, and I consider myself the canvas. And we just out here creating masterpieces. And win or lose, I know what I'm doing for people, and so that's a big part of what I'm doing.
Whilst you're talking about sports, how's the golf going? You going all right with the golf?
Yeah, not right.
Okay?
I haven't been able to practice for the last 3 months, so it's kind of
You're working, man.
But yeah, I'm ready to get back to it. It's definitely my favorite sport. Again, it's you versus you, and I love when all the pressure is on me, and so it's relatable in that sense.
Just before I round this off with the fight of the weekend, you just highlighted something there, which I think a lot of martial artists watching this will resonate with. Your dad dropping you off at the gym, you setting off on this journey. Family plays a massive role in your life.
It's the biggest role. It's the only reason I can go in. So, obviously I want to be the most exciting. I want to be the best in the world. But the fact that I have unconditional love and support from my parents is why I can be so free. Why I can be content with the worst possible outcome. Because I know that will never go away. And that allows me to be free, allows me to understand that I have that and always will have that. It's also why I don't have children, because I know I can't be that for them right now, because I'm so committed to what I'm doing. And so I do want children, but it has to be when I'm done fighting, so I can be what my dad was for me and what my mother was. And so I love to make them proud. I know that I've made them proud, and it's what I'm most proud of.
What a beautiful tribute to your parents that is, man. Absolutely beautiful. For people tuning in then, on Saturday, might as well write the check now. There's another bonus coming your way.
Yeah.
At some point. Is there number 15?
We'll see. Yeah, so 9 in my first 7, unbeatable record. No one will ever touch that. Very proud of that. But ultimately, I want to win. I want to win, and there's only one way I win, and that's by creating damage. You've seen the guys' faces. Whether Eddie Alvarez, when he beat me, had a bowling ball on the side of his face. Khabib's the only one I couldn't make bleed, but that's out of 31. That's out of 31 trips. So I'm definitely going to make him bleed. I do want to hurt this guy. I want to take everything from him, and I love how confident he is. It's just crazy how humans and the recency bias is such a big factor. People forget who I am and what I do, and I've seen so many people doubting me, and it's just crazy to me because I know I'm going to go out there. I'm going to be the best I've ever been, and I'm as hungry, and like you said, the fire is there. I love this opportunity. I cannot wait to feel what I'm going to feel on Saturday. And we're ultimately chasing a feeling, and there's 2 very different feelings, winning or losing. It's not even internal, it's really my family. Being around them when I win is very different than being around them when I lose. And so I want them to feel that on Saturday night, and so that's what I'm here for.
We love watching you fight. Enjoy it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.